hello and welcome to the 72nd episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go up for free every Wednesday on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere else you can find podcasts. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read some radical articles, and buy some sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Aljaafreh, alongside Brent Bass.
What's up, man? How's it hanging?
Oh, it's hanging.
How hangs it?
It's always hanging.
It's hanging?
Well, I'm yes.
Dangling?
I guess you could say that. I mean, yes. Hopefully so. I mean,
that's good, man.
I hope there never comes a day when
it doesn't
dangle. That would be very depressing. This would be like Game of Thrones. You've ever watched that?
I haven't.
You still haven't watched?
Well, I've watched like the first 3 episodes like 4 times. I don't know. I need to give it another chance, but every time I say that, I give it another chance and I just don't.
God, dude. You're like one of those, just the worst kind of.
I'm really open-minded to it.
I'm just kidding.
I played the whole Telltale game of Game of Thrones.
That's
which is kind of weird because like I had no idea what the fuck was going on the whole time, but I still had a lot of fun playing it. So
you need to watch Game of Thrones
You need to play the Telltale Game of Thrones game.
No,
bro.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
That game got horrible reviews.
Yeah, well, I liked it. Actually, I think it's one of the better Telltale games that's been made. Honestly,
it's because you don't know the true story. Okay,
I guess so. Maybe I don't. Maybe if I like knew maybe they like trashed the lore or something. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking because they were saying it was pretty neglected.
Because I enjoyed it. I really did. You know,
well, that's good.
I liked it more than like the Tales of the Borderlands that everybody's so crazy about. I don't know why that is like one of Telltale's most like revered games. It's like why that it wasn't even that great. Like, you know what I mean? Like The Wolf Among Us was so much better. Like, you know what I mean? Like other games like The Walking Dead were so much better. I mean, I'm not hating, but I'm kind of hating. You know,
just being surreal. That's not even. I don't know how that word would work in that context, but I feel you. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So what? How's it been going though?
Oh, you know,
outside of all of that.
Oh, just chilling. I've stopped smoking. I'm smoking these little vapor pen things to kind of keep me from smoking actual cigarettes. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like wean myself off. You know.
When's the last time you had a cigarette?
A real cigarette?
Yeah.
Okay, after that episode we did last, I had like a pack
Wednesday.
left. Yeah, so I really stretched that pack for like 2 days, and then I guess it's been like 4 days now, maybe. So, I mean, it's nothing to like write home about or anything, but I feel like I'm doing a good job, you know? I
feel like you're at that point where you can like go on Facebook and start posting about how everyone should.
I'm just not that kind of person, though, you know? Like
you just got to start calling people out now, like, because then it just empowers you, you know, to be that asshole. You're just like, yeah, you know, those are bad for you, right?
Oh my god! If I ever start doing that, please
just start like a running club, like get like dead serious about your lung health and
my lung. Dead serious about my lung health.
If there's one thing I'm gonna worry about, it's my lungs.
Oh jeez,
most important organ.
But yeah, I don't know. It's been a bit of a struggle, you know what I mean? It's like you think about it a lot, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard that like it never goes away.
Oh, don't say that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
I just like fucking with you. No.
Got me scared there for a second. I was like, oh god.
I heard that forever.
You will be fucked up in the head about this.
Anytime you think about anything, there's going to be a cigarette just floating by.
Oh,
no, that's good that you're quitting though. I mean, you said it last week and you're sticking to it. So that's good. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know. Now we just got to make it to next week's episode.
Yeah, I was about to say, next week I think it'll be a little better, you know. I think I won't be thinking about it as much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, smoke-free zone.
Yeah.
That GameSpeak podcast is smoke-free.
Yeah, cigarette smoke free.
Yeah. So let's jump into the news. The video game news, that is. And we're going to start with Nickelodeon Kart Racers is a new racing game that stars the characters from your favorite Nickelodeon series.
I'm hyped about this one.
Oh, yeah, me too. Well, kind of, because the people who made Cartoon Network Battle Crashers and developed... Oh, yeah. The ones who made Battle Crashers are the ones who are working on this.
Was Battle Crashers bad? I never really played it.
Yes. It went, straight to the, shitty...
trash bin?
Yeah, basically.
That's a shame.
But it's going to... SpongeBob SquarePants... SpongeBob SquarePants' SpongeBob, Patrick and Sandy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello, Hey Arnold's Arnold and Helga, and Rugrats, Angelica, Tommy, and Reptar have already been confirmed for the game.
Dope. This is going to be tight, dude. I don't care. Reptar is a playable character. It's over, bro.
See, my thing is I'm really excited for the locales. They're going to have Bikini Bottom, the New York City sewers, which I've always wanted to visit, and then Tommy Pickles' house, Arnold's school for some reason.
So, okay, my thought is if they're going to have the New York City sewers and it's a Nicktoon thing, then they're probably going to have some all real monsters up in there, too. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's for Ninja Turtles, bro.
Oh, for Ninja Turtles. Yeah, duh. I'm stupid. Okay, never mind.
They might, though.
I got excited. Yeah, it's still a little too old school and probably out there. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's Hot Topic cool.
It's like Cat Dog, kind of, you know? I would love to see Cat Dog in there, but I feel like it's just so irrelevant now, you know what I mean? Only people from our age group would get it, you know?
I feel like that's who they're selling this to.
Well, though. Yeah, totally, because Hey Arnold and Rugrats, you know, that's totally...
And kids these days like these cartoons because it's retro to them.
Yeah, totally. Oh, yeah.
It's I don't know. I feel like if they do this right, there'll be secret characters, and you'll be able to get Auto Rocket.
That shit would be so cool.
Oh yeah, if they can do all that, that'd be legit. But basically, you're gonna have team-based co-op where partners can pull off fused attacks and local free-for-all multiplayer. It's coming to Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch on October 23rd.
Cool. Wow, yeah. That's fun. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait.
So for those of you who don't know what going gold means, it basically means the publisher is ready to ship the game. The developers have finished the game. Yeah, it's ready to be manufactured and put out into the stores. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Spider-Man for PS4 has gone gold, and also Shadow of the Tomb Raider has gone gold. So get hyped because they're on the way to you.
Why is that? I want to know why they put that out as news. It's we already know the release date.
That they're coming out, yeah.
Yeah, it's hey.
Because, I don't know,
it's
maybe...
kind of being it's not going to be delayed.
Maybe they're done ahead of time kind of thing. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to worry about it getting delayed. Yeah.
I guess.
Because in today's society, man, it's just, you never really know, you know?
Yeah. Everyone's delaying everything. Then we got Electronic Arts has commented on the ever popular topic of crossplay. And it sounds like the company is enthusiastic about doing more in the space going forward. During a recent earnings call, EA CEO Andrew Wilson was asked directly if Battlefield 5 or other EA games will feature crossplay functionality between systems. Wilson said crossplay is an important part of our future development profile, though he stopped short of confirming anything. So, I think the future in general is going to be crossplay.
Yeah, I really think everything's going to be crossplay pretty soon. I think...
And cross-platform.
Because, okay, once they inevitably get PlayStation on board, because they're just going to keep bitching at PlayStation until eventually they do it. It might not be this year or next year, but one day PlayStation will jump on the bandwagon, and everybody will be on the bandwagon, and it'll just be a huge cross-play community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, that's cross-platform. I think he's just talking cross-play as in you buy it on one console, you can play it on all your other ones.
Oh.
Yeah, so
but that's not how Fortnite works, really, is it?
No,
I guess.
No. Well, yes, it is because you can. Now you can transfer your account to different consoles. But I don't think that's what he's talking about. Cross-platform is like, yeah, we can play between this one and this one. Or maybe
they have the
thinking
power
about it
right now to do an EA account where your shit would transfer if they wanted to. Telltale does that shit, you know?
I could be backwards, though. Maybe cross-play.
No, I think you're right, but at the same time, it's like, why even... They could do that if they wanted to. All these little indie studios do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, look at Telltale Games. You can make a Telltale Games account, and any Telltale story you pick up on your phone, PlayStation, whatever, you can just put your Telltale Games account in, and bam, you got all your info right there.
Hell yeah.
You know?
We need that.
That's what I'm saying, you know? Let's see. Tim Sweeney, the founder of Fortnite studio Epic Games, is now a billionaire. That's according to a new report from business publication Bloomberg. Sweeney, who is 47, is Epic's majority individual shareholder. The report goes on to claim that Epic as a company is worth between $5 billion and $8 billion. So you can imagine Sweeney's net worth is quite significant given that he holds so many shares. Sweeney isn't gaming's first billionaire. According to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Valve founder Gabe Newell has a net worth of $6.86 billion. That makes him the 235th richest person on Earth.
Down with the 1%. Yeah. No, that's kind of cool. I mean, good for him.
Right?
He's gonna go get a yacht. I mean, I feel like he's probably already got one.
I'm just glad one of the richest people on Earth is like VR as one of his interests. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like,
no, that's cool. EA's Origin Access Premier is rolling out, adding a higher tier to its subscription service. The upgraded version of Origin Access will give you unlimited access to new releases on PC, as well as early access 5 days before launch. The basic tier gives access to the vault of 100-plus older EA and third-party games, along with a 10% discount on purchases. Premier includes all that, along with new games once they launch. When EA teased the announcement, it also promised its big-budget shooter, Anthem, will be included when it launches next year. Notably, the upcoming games included with the subscription are the special editions Madden 19 Hall of Fame, FIFA 19 Ultimate, Battlefield 5 Deluxe, and Anthem Legion of Dawn Edition. It costs $15 per month or $100 per year as compared to the basic tier's $5 charges, respectively. Or not respectively, but subscribing now gets you in before Madden drops on August 10th, and altogether subscribing through the end of the year would get you EA's entire slate for just over the cost of one game. Of course, if you let the subscription lapse, the games go too. Also, alongside the new Premier Access program, the company is quietly ending its practice of regularly giving away free PC games through the Origin service. The quote-unquote on-the-house program has been tempting users into the Origin platform with free giveaways since 2014, but no more. They said Origin on the house will be retired and games will no longer be offered through the program, but you'll still be able to play the ones that you've already downloaded. So
you better be able to. That'd be fucked up. They're just like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to give us those games back.
All that free data we sent to you,
the quote unquote free.
Yeah, I guess
that's cool though. I mean, honestly, I think at this point, what needs to happen, instead of Xbox having their own service and PlayStation having their own service and EA having their own service, they all need to just conglomerate and pay some service like Netflix to like have like a fucking big streaming service that you pay for. I mean, that's just the way I see it. It's coming, and I think it needs to come sooner than later because it's not a bad idea, especially after playing like with PlayStation Now. I don't know. I think it's just so cool to be able to stream games, and the fact that the technology is there, and you know.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's going to be like, we're going to look back in like probably 15 years and be like, well, back in my day, we had to have 4 different services just to play games. And like kids are going to be like, what? You know, you guys didn't have like GameFlix or...
That's what I'm saying. There needs to be like, a GameFly needs to go digital. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're fucking up. They ain't got the money, I don't think.
Yeah, no, probably not. I don't know. I just think that's the future right there.
It is.
I think Nintendo needs to do their own streaming service. They've got such a great backlog of like intellectual properties and titles. You know, they could have a really sweet service, and a lot of their older games would stream really well. I
think they are gonna do that though.
Good. I think they should. I think that would be really cool. I know they were talking about giving away games like the other.
Yeah,
services,
it might not be
streaming.
I mean? Yeah, it might not be streaming, but it'll be digital downloads. But
cool. Is it my turn or is it your turn?
It's yours.
Okay, let's see. Red Dead Redemption 2 is still a few months away, but Rockstar is already giving players a chance to earn certain items for it through another one of its games, Grand Theft Auto 5. Last year, the developer announced a crossover mission in GTA Online that would unlock a weapon. Basically, last year they gave away this gold revolver. It was really cool. You can still actually go earn the revolver if you go do the quest right now. But yeah, they said through some data mining that the Guru team did that before it was formally announced by Rockstar, they have found a second Red Dead Redemption 2 weapon in the game through data mining, a stone hatchet. According to the group, the hatchet can be acquired through a treasure hunt, which involves traveling to 5 different locations on the map and either capturing or killing a target. Once all 5 areas have been visited, players will travel to a 6th location where they'll find a treasure chest containing the hatchet. They can then use the weapon to take on a series of special challenges, which will in turn unlock the stone hatchet in Red Dead Redemption 2 on either PS4 or Xbox One when completed.
Nice. I love it. I
love how they have the little crossover shit. And I like that Grand Theft Auto 5 has just been like taken such good care of for so long.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean?
Still like
surviving.
Like, I mean, it's just like they like still put so much love into it. You know what I mean? It's not just surviving; it's like thriving. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that too. And I feel like a lot of people are going to come back to it just for that stupid hatchet. Like,
totally,
a lot of people will go and buy the game just so they can get a little bit of Red Dead in their life before it's out.
And you already know they're thinking about like Grand Theft Auto 6 and like fucking Red Dead is going to be like prevalent until they put out another Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're going to make this game something that's going to last like as long or longer than Grand Theft Auto 5 did. You know what I mean? And at least that's how I feel.
I want to see how Red Dead Online works. Like,
I bet it's going to be cool, man. Although, you know, there might be less stuff to do because it's the Old West, but they might just think of as much stuff just in a different way. You know?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's Rockstar.
It's going to be really cool. I can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. So third-party peripheral company PDP has announced a series of stylish Nintendo Switch controllers modeled after the classic GameCube button layout. This is for use for the upcoming Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Hold on, sorry. Oh my god. Hey guys. No, but the series of 3 controllers feature different color schemes and emblems to signify some choice characters. Red for Mario, blue for Link, and yellow for Pikachu. The button layout is identical to the original GameCubes with a few minor Switch additions like the home and capture button. A detachable C-stick can be swapped for a full-size analog stick, depending on how devoted you are to the old GameCube look. Nintendo has already announced its own official GameCube controller as well, and originals will still work, but those require a separate adapter. The PDP ones, by contrast, have a 10-foot USB cable to plug directly into the Switch like any other USB controller. They haven't announced a release date, so yeah, you just got to look out for that. But basically, it'll be out by the time Smash Bros. Ultimate comes out. But I posted a picture of them in the show notes.
They look really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I'll probably go with the official Nintendo ones, though, like whenever they drop those, just because I don't trust third-party controllers.
Yeah, I feel that. But still, you know, I don't know, some of those designs are just awesome, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, they're pretty cool.
Let's see. Okay, this one's kind of a long one, but I thought it was kind of funny, so I'm just bear with me. The never-ending onslaught of new Fortnite updates continues, with the patch 5.10 now available. It's a notable one with new weapons, birthday challenges, and more included. But perhaps best of all are the variety of map changes that have been implemented, one of which is quite funny, though it requires you to know where to look. To understand this tribute on the map, you need to be familiar with the plight of Chip-a-Doodle. This is like a video that went up on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen this or not. Recently, streamer Muslik published a video of an attempted rescue operation in Fortnite. He sees an all-terrain car near the edge of the map and goes to investigate, only to discover that a player, Chippledoodle, has fallen off the edge of the map, but... sorry, hang on, I lost my spot. Has fallen off the edge of the map, but somehow managed to survive. Assuming Chippadoodle has simply run out of building materials and is stuck, Muzlik builds an elaborate series of stairs to get them out. But just as they're about to reach the trapped player, he finds himself unable to build further, seemingly due to a block in place at such a low elevation. Luckily, the aforementioned ATK was still hanging above, so Muzlik retrieves it, intending to use its bouncy roof to let Chippadoodle reach the stairs. While attempting to bring the ATK down, it goes dangerously tumbling down the side of the cliff, but somehow manages not to fall off the map, only to mistakenly collide with Chippadoodle, sending him flying off the map to his death. In a cruel twist of fate, Mulik tests the theory of the ATK's roof reaching the stairs, and sure enough, it works. The official Fortnite account shared the clip of all of this, and as you'd expect any game developer to do with a funny video involving its game, let's see. Not content with simply doing that, Reddit user StoreBrand Enigma has found that Epic has actually memorialized the entire incident in-game as of patch 5.10. If you visit the spot where Chippadoodle died, you'll find a tombstone that says R.I.P. Chippadoodle, and nearby, the ATK's roof was needed. In nearby where the ATK's roof was needed, you'll see a set of tires, which in Fortnite also sends you flying into the air. So, it's kind of funny.
I wish I understood anything you were talking about. Yeah, I don't play enough Fortnite to
Basically, he tried to save this guy and he killed him on accident, and the Fortnite people thought it was funny, so they put a little gravestone in the game.
That's awesome. I like that. I like that interaction between players.
Yeah.
And players and the devs. Also, by the way, guys, all of this news comes from big news sites like GameSpot and whatnot. We're just commentating over the news, basically.
And also, we're doing this episode from the pound. We are at a dog pound doing this episode.
No, so
no, I'm just
the dog in the background, that's my boy Farley.
My boy, yeah.
Chris Farley.
No,
his name is actually Farley. He's named after Chris, though.
Farley McFarlakins is his name.
Yeah, so if you hear him, just ignore him. He's just hanging out.
He's just excited about GameSpeak podcast.
he couldn't hold it in anymore. So For Honor is heading into its 7th season much sooner than you might be expecting. The seasonal update, which is called Storm and Fury, will launch simultaneously on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on August 2nd. Storm and Fury will introduce a brand new map, some hero reworks, and a ranking system update. And for those of you who appreciate battling in style, the launch of the season will also introduce a permanent 30% discount on all battle outfits.
Sweet.
I can't wait to look good in my honor.
Let's see.
And you take it from here.
Oh, from here? I get all of it?
You get all of it, dude.
I'm so blessed right now. Okay. Fortnite's guided missile is back. The weapon was removed from Battle Royale because it was OP as fuck. Epic Games has said, we've gotten a lot of feedback around the guided missile, in particular concerns over fairness and strength of the weapon. Epic Games said in a post on Reddit at the time, the new guided missile has been patched to behave very differently. In a BR update, the new guided missile is described as more of a scouting tool than a high damage threat. It has reduced movement speed, turning radius, damage, and damage radius. The ammo cap has also been reduced to 12 rockets. Movement has been improved for mouse and keyboard to align closer with that of a controller. Also, SMGs have been nerfed, and the jetpack is back.
Has been nerfed? I like that.
Yeah.
You gotta nerf all this stuff.
Yeah, the SMGs were just, like, brutally freaking good. Like, even the, like, common SMG, I would pick it up over, like, blue weapons and stuff, you know what I mean? It was just too good, and they've nerfed that. So. And the jetpack is back, but it's only for a certain game mode for a certain amount of time, so play while you can, because the jetpack is a lot of fun, but it's super unfair.
Word. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's me. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, it's me.
Halo Infinite will be a joint development with 343 Industries and Skybox Labs.
Oh, no.
It was announced today. The Vancouver-based Skybox Labs has a long history of working with 343, as it worked on Halo 5 Forge for Windows 10 and did work on Halo 5's Xbox One X enhancements. It sounds like Skybox efforts for Halo Infinite will be more substantial. In a news release, Skybox said it will work alongside 343 on, quote, features across the game, including AI, gameplay, networking, and cutting-edge graphics features. Halo FPS studio head Chris Lee said in a statement that Skybox is doing great work already.
Sweet.
Already on Halo Infinite. Skybox co-founder Steven Sylvester said in a statement that the studio is energized by Halo Infinite's new art style and the game's new engine, Slipspace. Skybox said in its statement that most of the team's 100-plus developers are working on Halo Infinite. The studio has been growing of late, and while the team continues to grow, it's currently hiring across a number of different disciplines. So.
Cool.
If you want to get involved in that Halo Infinite life.
Yeah, go get a job working for...
Get a job, you bums.
Yeah, all of you.
Let's see. Oh, this is kind of a cool one. Hellblade, Suana's Sacrifice has already gotten a fair bit of attention as a sleeper hit from 2017, and soon players will be able to experience it in a whole new way. Developer Ninja Theory is releasing a VR edition on Steam for Oculus Rift and HTC Vive on July 31st. Best of all, if you already own the game on Steam, or if you purchase it anytime in the future, you'll get the VR edition for free. The VR edition includes the full original game, along with customizable comfort options and additional experimental game modes, according to the announcement.
Dang, that's pretty crazy.
I know. In a development diary below, the studio talks about how it addresses the problem of camera movement and getting the frame rate properly smooth for VR. Hellblade won the most awards of 2017 BAFTA Game Awards, with 5 in all. These included Artistic Achievement, Audio Achievement, Best British Game, Games Beyond, Entertainment, and Best Performer. So this is really cool. I've actually heard some people that have tried this already, because I think it just came out today. And, a lot of people in this little group I'm in already owned it, so they're like, well, I'll just play it. And yeah, I've heard really good things about it. I've heard that it plays like Moss, where you're not like in the first-person VR, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like you're playing the normal game, but you see everything in stereoscopic 3D, and you can like look around and shit. I don't know.
I don't know if that would be as cool as I imagined. I thought maybe it was going to be a little bit more.
It's going to be really cool. Like, it's one of those things that's like, you got to really try it to like...
To know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because like, I don't know, I've played a lot of third-person games, and you wouldn't think third-person games are something that would be made better by VR, but they really, really are. Like, it's so cool.
I like that. I like VR anything, really.
Me too.
It makes it more real. You know?
Yeah. That's all I got right now.
Okay.
For news.
Cool. So that's it for this week's gaming news. We're going to jump into this week's gaming releases, where you can find out what new games are coming in the next 7 days. And then we're going to start off with Vigor, which is vigor, but I don't want to say it like that. It just sounds bad. The beta for Xbox One is coming on July 31st. Vigor is a cut. I'm just kidding. Vigor is a cutthroat multiplayer experience where you must take risks to progress. It is 1991. The nuclear war is over. Central Europe is devastated, and Norway has become the last stand. In Vigor, you start as a nameless outlander, but who will you become? No time for uncertainty. Take a shelter into your home. What? Turn a shelter into your home. Fight, run, or hide. Take risks. Claim rewards. And then we got Forsaken Remastered, coming to Xbox One and PC on July 31st for $19.99. Scavengers from all over the galaxy have come to a dead Earth in the far future to loot the remains of the technology that can be found in underground tunnels. But beware! You must fight your way past automated defenses and the scum of the universe to find the treasures hidden on each level. Yeah, so there you go on that. Then we got Picross. How do you say that? It's Picross.
I don't know. I want to say Picross or Pipe.
It's Picross.
Yeah, Picross. That sounds right.
It's Picross S2 is coming to Switch on August 2nd for $8.99. Puzzle your way through picture challenges in Picross S2. A new Clip Picross mode has been added to this edition. Collect the puzzle pieces, solve them, and put them together to complete a story. There are over 100 problems to solve in this connected story. Also, as with Picross S, there are Picross and Mega Picross modes. Oh my gosh, I want to quit saying this word. But yeah, so that's happening. And then we got WarioWare Gold coming to 3DS on August 3rd for $39.88. Yeah, so
I love WarioWare games.
Me too, and I think this is a legit one. So it says like the Frenetic WarioWare series is back, and for the first time, it's on Nintendo 3DS with 300 fast-paced micro games that can be controlled by pressing buttons, tilting the system, tapping the touchscreen, or using the microphone. The WarioWare Gold game is the biggest entry in the series. WarioWare Gold launches exclusively for the Nintendo 3DS family of systems.
Oh, that's going to be dope. I know the one that came out on DS was like the fucking shit, dude. I love that game.
Yeah, I forget what that one was called. It was like WarioWare Inc. or something?
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that one, dude.
That was a great game.
One of my first DS games. And I think it was yours too, right?
Yeah, it was one of them, for sure. And then I had that other game that was kind of like WarioWare. I forgot what it was. It was like Feel the Love or some shit like that.
Oh,
it was so weird, but it was kind of a tight game.
Like highly sexualized.
Really sexual, really like colorful. I don't know. It was
like silhouettes of naked women.
Yeah,
but
you like
WarioWare.
touched it in weird ways and like shit would happen. I don't know. It was cool.
For DS. Yeah. Then we got Russian Subway Dogs coming to PC, PS4, Vita, and Xbox One on August 2nd. I couldn't find a price for this game.
Russian Subway Dogs?
Yeah, and I'm not. I can't do a Russian accent, but it's like, welcome, comrades. Meet Russian Subway Dogs, a fast-paced action arcade game inspired by the real-life stray dogs of the Moscow Metro. That's as far as it goes.
Man, you really can't do a Russian accent.
I can't. It's like I can. You
can do so many great accents too. That's what's
not
so funny.
That one. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. It's just like I instantly go into Mexican like sounding.
That's me when I try to do Australian. I'll start out really good with Australian, and then I'll like devolve into British as I like go on.
Yeah, that happens to me too. Actually, it's been like it used to be that way for me. Now when I try to do British, it goes into Australian.
Interesting.
Like, I don't know what happened. I watched too much Rocco.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with the Spanish accent. Teases a battle against the clock to consume as much food as possible. Play as a range of charming critters all looking to make it through another day on the Moscow Metro. Eat shawarma, bark at vodka, and definitely don't consume any chocolate as you rack up multipliers to keep your hunger levels at bay.
It's weird talking about like Russian shit while you're like you have like a
Then we got Yakuza 0 coming to PS4 and PC on August 1st for $19.99. Yakuza 0 is a prequel game in the action-adventure series set in the cities of Japan. Set in Tokyo, December 1988, players will have a chance to see where it all started.
I thought this was already out.
I think it's like a...
is it coming to PC or something like that?
Yeah, PS4 and PC. Or maybe it's just coming to PC.
I was about to say...
Is it already on PS4?
Well, maybe I'm getting it confused because there's a bunch of Yakuza games, but I could have swore I saw Yakuza 0 specifically on sale like the other day.
That it's probably just coming to PC.
I could be tripping, you know? I really could be.
No, I mean, you're probably right.
A lot of times they'll have like pre-order stuff that's already on sale
just
on PS4, so maybe that's what I saw, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well...
either way,
it's either coming to PS4
it's coming to somewhere, PC. Guys, so get ready.
But set in Tokyo, December 1988, players will have a chance to see where it all started for series protagonist Kazuma Kiryu. Follow Kiryu, not yet the dragon of Dojima, as he tries to regain his honor after getting blamed for a botched debt collected that ended in murder. Okay. Hyper Universe is coming to Xbox One and PC on August 6th for free, I think.
Okay.
Leave the grind and start the brawl. Hyper Universe deftly combines action-packed combat and team-based strategic gameplay with an outrageous cast of characters assembled from every corner of the galaxy. Prepare for a gaming experience that's out of this world.
Cool.
We got Dead Cells. Coming to PC, Switch, Xbox One, and PS4 on August 7th for $24.99. Dead Cells is a roguelike action platformer. You'll explore a sprawling, ever-changing castle. Assuming you're able to fight your way past its keepers in 2D combat, no checkpoints. Kill, die, learn, repeat. And then we got Road to Valhalla, which sounds like a place that we would totally hang out at.
Right.
But, Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Switch on August 1st for $14.99. Roll and be trolled on your journey to the legendary place called Valhalla. Follow the beat to overcome deadly hazards in sync with the music. Style your balls and marble at awful puns in the role-playing game of the year. Move with the music to overcome even the most difficult hazards, like laser beams or insane camera angles trying to explode both your balls and your brain.
What?
I don't know. Discover secret areas that lead to other secret areas, which in turn lead to other secret areas. You get the idea.
That sounds great, man.
It really does. I don't know.
That's like all the things I want to hear about a game, you know? My balls are exploding, secret
brain.
areas. Oh, man.
I like it.
I'm on board with this.
Yeah, so get that, Valhalla, August 1st.
That name is enough for me. It's like, I like that, yeah.
And then we got the Z-Axis Continuum coming to Xbox One and PC on July 31st. I couldn't find a price for this one. Escape a bizarre world by rotating the universe in the 2D puzzle platformer game The Z-Axis Continuum. Use portals, physics, time, and clones as floors become walls, walls become ceilings, left becomes down, and right becomes up. You manipulate time and space at will, but do you have the mind to solve the warped reality that imprisons you? And then we got Overcooked 2 coming to Switch, PC, PS4, and Xbox One on August 7th for $24.99. The Onion Kingdom is in peril again, and this time it is the fault of the Onion King himself. Reading aloud from the fabled Necronomicon, he has cooked up a real problem in the form of a doughy but dangerous army of undead bread called the Unbread. The Onion King needs you, so chop, fry, and bake your way through an all-new series of crazy kitchens to defeat them and save the kingdom. Okay, and then we got...
You sound like a Rick and Morty character.
We got Zeke, which is Z-I-Q. It's coming to PC and Mac on August 1st. Couldn't find a price. Help a prototype Z-Series IQ nanite, or a Zeke, survive a malevolent AI's treacherous test by weaving past obstacles and change certain movements for extra points. Now let's shift between two polarities with the touch of a button to surpass obstacles ranging from pop-up walls to pools of acid. And then we got Crush Your Enemies, coming to Switch, PC, and mobile on August 2nd for $9.99. We have all had enough of those cliche fantasy worlds with brave knights, ladylike elves, and little people obsessed with jewelry. Generia is just another of those worlds. Thankfully, there are evil barbarians coming to plunder, impale, drink beer, use inappropriate language, and generally to make things interesting. And guess what? It's you who will lead them in the fast-paced, real-time strategy game Crush Your Enemies. Jump right into battle and use your rusty strategic and tactical skills to crush hundreds of enemies within minutes. Cool. And then we got Castaway Paradise coming to PS4, PC, Xbox One, and mobile on July 31st.
You just play as Tom Hanks and
Wilson. $14.99 for this game. This is your island, your adventure. Do whatever you like. Castaway Paradise is the ultimate sandbox sim. Farm, catch bugs, talk to villagers, kill yourself. No, build your own tropical dream island. After the devastating storm, the island needs some renovation. You can place items from a lot of different theme packs and make the island your idea of paradise. So it's kind of just like The Sims. Then we got Maximum Football 2018 coming to Xbox One and PS4 on July 31st for $16.99. Achieve gridiron greatness in this football sim that brings fans everything they love about the fast-paced game. With multiple rules options, Canadian football, American football, and college football. Play a full season. Customize your team and players and experience game weather that impacts gameplay.
What's different about Canadian football?
It's less intense.
Really?
They're a lot nicer there. I don't know. Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
It's just every time.
Was it your turn to kick the field goal, eh?
Then we got...
Nice punt, eh? Sorry.
We're going to be out here all day, guys. Just play the... game. Okay, we got Super Dungeon Tactics coming to Xbox One on August 4th for $19.99. Super Dungeon Tactics is a classic turn-based game feature exciting... What? Super Dungeon Tactics is a classic turn-based game featuring exciting new gameplay mechanics, along with traditional RPG characters, making you feel right at home. The dynamic gameplay will keep you on your toes. Call upon 15 heroes, each with unique abilities, to combat the Dark Consul's forces throughout the magical land of Crystallia. And then we got 8 to Glory, the official game of the PBR. Xbox One, PS4, July 31st for $29.99. The official game of the PBR, 8 to Glory, gives you the...
PBR? Like Pabst Blue Ribbon?
I think so. No, I don't know. It says it gives you the full experience of being a professional bull rider in the toughest sport on dirt. Show your skills as one of the world's top bull riders against the toughest bulls in the sport today. So, like, they have, like, actual bulls that, like, exist. Yeah, that's kind of...
How are they supposed to simulate bull riding in a video game? Like,
they put one of those ball suits on the bulls.
That seems like a VR game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds fun. It sounds terrible, actually. But play season mode, where you progress through the full 2018 circuit from New York City to the World Final in Las Vegas.
Is the full game bull riding? It's not even like other rodeo events mixed in, like barrel racing and shit like that? You just have to ride bulls the whole time?
I think you just ride bulls. And it's like challenge a friend to local head-to-head mode, where one player is the rider and the other controls one of the famous PBR bulls.
That might be kind of fun.
It sounds like a really good gimmick for like
a party game. I don't know.
For like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All right, well, we've done everything there is to do here. Then we got one more dungeon. Sorry, guys. My dog is barking again. I love him, but he's anger. He's anger incarnate, you know. So one more dungeon coming to Xbox One on August 1st for $7.99. One More Dungeon is a first-person shooter roguelike with procedurally generated levels and pixel art graphics. Being a nameless adventure seeker, your job is to reach the final level deep within the dungeon and destroy the obelisks that are used by forces of evil to invade the world.
This is another one that I feel like I've seen on the store already on PlayStation.
It might be coming to something else than PC or something.
Yeah, probably.
That's the thing is, like, most of these, it'll be like, oh, this game is coming out on this day, but it'll show, you know, like, even if it came out before, it'll still show it. Like, even if it's coming to a new console, it won't show the specific console it's coming to. It'll just be like, oh, it's on all of this.
Yeah, so just for you guys out there that are, like, hearing these and you're like, oh, I own that right now. What are you talking about? It's like, well, just know that it's probably coming to some console you don't have.
Yeah, just chill out, dude.
Just chill out, dude.
Just chill out. And then, yeah, that's it for this week's releases.
All right.
We're going to move on to games with gold real quick because I got those for August. Basically, for Xbox One, you can get Forza Horizon 2 from August 1st through the 31st for free. And For Honor is going to be free from August 16th to September 15th. And you can still get Death Squared until August 15th from last month. And then for the Xbox 360 and Xbox One titles, Dead Space 3 is going to be available from August 1st through the 15th. And Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, is coming on August 16th through the 31st. So go get you some free games.
Did you ever, like, even hear anybody talk about Epic Mickey? Like, I never tried it or played it, but they made a sequel. So, I mean, it must not have been that bad.
I remember when the original Epic Mickey was coming out to Wii.
Yeah. I remember it coming out and stuff. I just don't remember any kind of reviews or feedback or anything about it.
It wasn't good. I think the first one was good and the second one sucked or something like that, but it wasn't what everyone expected it to be because it was supposed to be like this dark, serious game, almost like a Conkers type situation, but with Mickey Mouse. Not in like the humorous way, but like
just the more adult, mature.
Yeah, because it was like about the rabbit that was originally, supposed to be Mickey, but then they made him into a mouse.
Right.
It's like based on the real thing, and he's actually in the game, the rabbit, I think. But they made it way less serious, than everybody thought it was going to be.
Interesting.
Very unfortunate. Anyways, so let's move on to currently playing, unless you got the PlayStation game.
No, I'll probably have this for you next week.
Word. Okay, so currently playing, Well, what you playing over there, Brent?
Well, let's see. I have been playing a little bit of Rec Room. I got back on the Rec Royale. They got squads in there now, which is awesome. It's even more active than it was. It's just got to be the most active VR community like that exists on PlayStation. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. I have been playing Exorcist VR. I went ahead and bought the other 2 chapters that are out because the first one was so damn good. And
how are the new chapters treating you?
Oh, they're so good. Oh man, me and Matt played them the other night, and I played the third one over again because I had so much fun with it. You know what I mean? But like, it's scary as fuck, dude. It's probably the scariest game I've ever played. Even when I knew everything that was about to happen, I was still like, my heart was beating fast and shit. You know what I mean?
I like that.
The first chapter, we talked about it last week, but it puts you in like a church, and like you explore this church, scary shit happens. The second chapter puts you in like an insane asylum, and you're going through this crazy ass insane asylum, and like it's so realistic. That's what makes this game so scary. Is everything is like really, really well animated. Like the graphics are so sharp. And it's kind of sad that other PSVR games aren't this crispy. You know what I mean? Some of the other games are like fuzzy and shit. But it's like, this proves to me, personally at least, that you can make a PSVR game that looks as good as like the PC games. You just have to know how to do it, I guess. Cause,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But dude, oh my god, the graphics are just insanely good and everything's so scary. I mean, the chapters are short. They're like 30 minutes each, but they like the amount of scariness you get out of it is like,
it's all that matters.
Whoa, man. So, like, the second chapter, you're in that insane asylum, and then the third chapter, you're in this fucking room with a baby.
That's kind of weird.
It is so scary, dude. Like, you start out, and you're, like, messing with this baby, and then, like, oh, man. Like,
what does that even mean? That just sounds bad.
Like, okay.
You're just in this room alone with a baby.
Well, you're an exorcist, right? Okay. So
even worse.
So the baby's got, like, a demon in it. You're
like a Catholic priest in a room with a baby.
Actually, it never really makes it clear. Okay, because in the first episode, you find this exorcist gear, right? You go to the church and you find this murdered exorcist, right?
Okay,
and you
you just take his shit.
You take his shit and you like become an exorcist, but you're also a cop. So you're going to these crime scenes that are like demonic, and you have all this exorcist gear.
Full-time cop, part-time exorcist.
Basically, yeah.
This is like the ultimate fantasy of like any person ever. Like,
dude, it's so good, dude.
I was chosen by God to dismantle, the devil's dues. Dude, I don't know what that means, but it's happening.
I'm telling you, that sounds like some shit they would be saying in that game, dude. It's like one of those games where you just be walking and you'll just like, I don't know, you'll hear something like whisper in your ear, like, I want to eat your skin. And then like you just like you turn around and you're just like
you turn and it's Matt.
It's so fucking scary, dog. Like
it's not even like in game.
it's just in real life.
Sorry, I got a little carried away.
No, but man, that shit is freaky, dude. Like, oh man, if you're scared of, it hits on like primal fears. I think that's what makes it so good. Is like all of the scenarios they play out, and it's like, I don't know, I'm scared of kind of like demonic stuff sometimes, you know what I mean? And like it gets real like dark and demonic and freaky, and like there's like baby dolls coming to life and fucking dudes in straitjackets, and it's just scary, bro. It's just fucking scary, and I cannot wait to spend another $14 for the next 2 chapters. Like I am so fucking on board with this game. Like,
that's pretty awesome.
So if you have a VR, I mean, you should at least treat yourself to the first chapter and see how you feel about it, like I did, because you're gonna want the other chapters after you do. I mean, it's just inevitable.
Yeah, this makes me think, because you're talking about how horrifying and demonic and stuff. I know this really doesn't have anything to do with the game that I'm about to talk about, but I feel like Manhunt would be a good VR game.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, it would probably be very controversial.
Controversial, yeah, because like you think about how controversial it was in the first place, just like doing the button sequences to make them do that shit. If you actually had to like stick a knife into somebody's face, that might really piss some people off,
But see, that's why I think it should be done.
But see, then again, you got to think about like VR community. I feel like not a lot of like crazies have VR just because it's like not as accessible. You know what I mean?
But I feel like you'd bring them there.
Yeah,
by
true.
creating that, and you'd probably stop a lot of serial killers. I feel
by
like
giving them an outlet to serial kill.
They could just like they could do whatever they wanted
to
manhunt.
Sick pleasures out. I guess so. Yeah,
it's like they can live out their fantasies virtually.
I feel like you'd want to disguise manhunt. You couldn't just make it manhunt. You'd have to make it like Dexter VR or something where you have like a purpose behind your killing, so it's not just like.
I feel like manhunt kind of had a purpose. Like,
I guess so. You're just trying to survive.
Psychos. Yeah. You were killing other bad people. So it was basically Dexter.
Yeah. But you were also a bad person. I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah. I feel that. But I mean, I feel like Dexter's also a bad person.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, and I've also been playing. Last night, actually, I started playing. I was bored, so I was just like, I'm gonna download something, and I didn't have any money, so I was just like desperate. So I went on the free games and I downloaded Warframe, and
I downloaded that as well on Xbox One.
Did you play any of it?
No.
Oh man, I'll download it on Xbox so we can play together. Bro, it's fun. It is surprisingly fun.
Who was trying to get us to play that for the longest time? There's somebody in the group that I can't remember, and we kept telling him we would play it, but we never did.
I mean, I genuinely,
sorry for that.
I think that's why I ended up playing it because I remembered somebody who told me to play it. But I thought it was a different game. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I was getting like Warframe and Crysis mixed up for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I know. But Warframe plays a lot like Destiny. Like it's like a free version of Destiny. If Paladins is to Overwatch, Warframe is to Destiny. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's good. I mean, it is good. Like it's weird because the whole game is third person, so it's not like first person shooter at all. Okay. But you jump around and you do all this ninja shit and you're like cutting shit up with your swords and pulling out machine guns and like blowing people up and like it's tight, dude. I mean, it's really fun. Like I'm having a lot of like I sat there. I was just gonna try it out for like 10 minutes last night just to like talk about it. And I played all night last night. Like
hell yeah.
You can like join up with other people and do multiplayer and like I mean it's. I don't know. For a free game, I'm having a lot of fun with it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. If I had paid for it, I'd be a little more critical.
Yeah, but it's free.
But it's totally free. All you have to do is you can buy like cosmetics and shit if you want. But I mean, I don't know how they're making money off of this shit. Like
cosmetics.
I guess it's like amazing that like it's just such a good game. Like I don't know. I need to get a little further before I really talk about it, like give it all the praise in the world, but from what I've seen, like I'm on like Earth and like you can go through the whole solar system and shit. Like it's like it seems like a bigger game than the first Destiny, even after the expansions. I don't know.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I know.
I mean, I got it downloaded. I just got to jump in there.
That's, again, though, I could be totally wrong. It might be one of those things that, like, once I actually like play it a little bit, I'll be like, "Oh, okay, this isn't as cool as I thought." But right now, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like Destiny, it can't be bad. I mean, like Destiny, everyone likes to talk shit about Destiny. It's not bad. It's just,
really not bad.
It's just not what everyone wanted.
It's not exactly like Destiny, but you get this Destiny vibe when you play it. Like, you go to the planet, you pick the planet while you're in space, and you go to the planet, and then there's like a semi-open world place where you're at, and you like go do your mission or whatever, and like the missions are pretty linear, but they take you through a place where you could go left and walk off that way if you wanted to. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun for what it is.
Cool.
But it'd be a lot more fun if we were playing together. So I'm gonna put it on my Xbox. I've got it on my PlayStation right now. The only problem is it's like 50 gigabytes worth of game.
Yeah, it's a shit.
You know what I mean?
Ton.
So you really gotta commit some space to it.
Definitely. Was that all you were playing?
Yeah, that's all I'm playing this week.
Okay, so this week has been a non-stop Super Mario Odyssey marathon. Like I beat the game.
Oh hell yeah!
Not only did I beat the game, I beat the end game, and then there's an end game. Spoiler alert.
What do you mean?
So like,
what do you mean by the end game? Just spoil that one for me first.
Okay,
what?
So after you beat the game, it basically presents to you. Spoilers right now. If you don't want to hear this,
skip like a minute.
Yeah, skip a minute. Skip a minute starting now. So basically, you the last level is like the moon. Okay, so like you go to the moon, you fight Bowser on the moon.
Dope.
After you defeat him, you go to you get the end game, which is basically like, well, you get Mushroom Kingdom. It unlocks the castle, Peach's castle, and everything.
Oh shit!
Which I already got every moon there.
So can you go up in it like?
Oh yeah,
N64?
it's just like the N64 one.
Oh, bro, what?
And then
you can go all through it and shit. Like
it's not exactly the same. It's a little bit different. And the whole game's a little bit different.
That's still fucking awesome, dude.
But like the end game is all the bosses, you fight through them all again. But it's like a roguelike where you only get your life that you have. So if you make it to the fourth boss and you lose, you got to restart from the very first one all the way through again.
Dang.
And you only got 3 hits, you know. And so I beat that. Now I'm on the end game. So like that's called the dark side of the moon, and then the end game is called the darker side of the moon.
Oh,
this
shit.
is the last part.
Have you done it yet?
I've gotten to the very last part.
What
of
is it? What's the darker side?
It's just a
Master Hand floats out.
No, it's a whole bunch of platforming shit, like insane, annoying platforming shit that uses almost every mechanic from the game from the beginning to the end, and it just makes it like the hardest shit ever.
Gotta get good at like bouncing on your hat and shit. Like
yeah, and there's no like if you lose your health, it restarts all the way at the very beginning. There's 14 different segments to it.
Dang.
Yeah, it's such bullshit. But
once you beat it, it's gonna be so satisfying, though.
Oh yeah, and you don't get that end game until you get 500 moons. So like I had to get 500 moons. The first 3 kingdoms, I've already got all the moons and all the coins. I'm just going through each one methodically, just like taking all the moons that there are.
Dude, yeah.
And after you beat the game, it adds like an extra like 20 moons per kingdom. So it's like such. It's gonna be forever.
That sounds so fun. I can't wait until Spyro comes out and I can fucking completionist that shit, dude. That's gonna be my jam right there.
Hell yeah, that's my thing. I've just been so happy to be back in like a collection or collectathon type game, especially one as good as Mario.
Yeah, hell yeah, totally.
It's so nostalgic.
I watched my girlfriend play Banjo-Kazooie the other day all the way through, and man, that really got me in the mood. I was like, I want to go collect some shit, you know? Oh yeah, dude. and that one other thing is like you get like the N64 costume, like so you basically become low poly Mario. That's awesome.
It's so awesome, dude. But yeah. Anyways, so that's what we've been playing. You guys should post what you've been playing in the Facebook group. We're gonna move on to the topic of the show. And today's topic of the show is our favorite racing games. So
this week we're kind of abandoning our traditional format. You know, usually we do like a top 5. This week we're just gonna kind of not limit ourselves. You know, we're just kind of like just doing it.
We're chatting.
You know, we're just talking. We're having a talk this time.
Yeah, we're gonna go into the games that we like. And
yeah, we realize not everything needs to be quantified into a top 5. You know what I mean? Or a 5 this or 5 that we know. So no ceilings. You know what I mean?
No ceilings. Okay. So let's start this out. What's you want me to go? You want to go? How do you want to do this?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got to talk about the Burnout series, first of all.
That's what I got on here, too.
Oh,
so
man.
Let's jump into it.
You got to talk about Burnout. Any Burnout game. I didn't even have to, like, specify because they're all so good.
Yeah.
You know, from, like, the very first Burnout all the way to
Paradise.
You know, Paradise.
Paradise was the pinnacle, but I feel like everything... Burnout 2... No, Burnout. The original
Burnout, yeah.
I had on GameCube. That was one of the games that I played for... I probably put over 100 hours into that game, like by myself.
And it's not impressive now when you go watch a video of it, but like at the time, that was one of those that really showed you like what the GameCube and stuff like that was capable of. Like, I mean, the fact like the car crashes were the slow-mo and the damage.
Well, and also it came out at a time when we were still young. And like, I mean, I'm not saying we're not young now, but like still really young, to where like even Hot Wheels that would like collapse, you know, like you could buy those Hot Wheels that would like crash and like bend and stuff. That it was basically taking that and
to the next level.
So yeah, like you're young child mind wants to see all this cool lifelike things happen.
I mean, let's face it, even your adult mind wants to see like a crazy. Every time you hear glass break out in public, you're like, "Oh shit, a crash!"
Yeah,
I want to see. You start looking around.
It's a funny thing to capitalize on, but it works so.
It really does, and it's one thing that other racing games don't seem to invest in as much as they should, because crashing, I feel like, is just as big of a part as the actual racing.
Yep.
It's inevitable. Like in every, that's what makes racing so exciting and dangerous, is the fact that you might crash. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just feel like the fact that they put so much love into their crashes and stuff, I feel like, other games don't necessarily have to do that much, But it would be nice to see some more emphasis on the wrecks in other games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but see, that's what sets Burnout apart, though.
Totally.
I think that's why it's so good, is the fact that nobody wants to even try to fuck with it because they know Burnout's already got it down.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it came out at the peak of, like, Fast and the Furious and, like, Gone in 60 Seconds and all this stuff that, was, like, a big deal. And it'll always be a big deal to me now, just because, like, it just grew up with it, and that was one of the first games on my GameCube that I put way more hours into than it needed.
Yeah.
Like I had already beat the game like twice over, and I'm still playing it. And the multiplayer was fun too. So
oh yeah, it kept you coming back.
It was beautiful graphics at the time too. Anyways, I got MX versus ATV Unleashed.
Oh man, I remember that.
Yeah, so like this one is probably the best ATV and motocross game that I have ever played. I've played a bunch of them ever since I was a kid. I just love playing them just to see how they are. And this one stood out the most to me. I don't know if you remember playing it.
Oh, I remember. And that's what's weird about it, is that I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those games that you wouldn't think would stand out in your mind, but you get this weird like feeling when you're playing it that's like, this is great. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like,
the racing itself was fun, but it also had the free mode in it as well, where you could go and basically it was like a sandbox. You could find races out in the sandbox as well, and just kind of free roam. And then like you could do sand dune races, helicopter races, like everything you could think of. There was races for it, and it was fun.
Speaking of driving around a big sandbox finding races, you got to mention, if we're talking about the best racing games, Forza Horizon as a series.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? The Forza series has always been good as fuck for racing. You know what I mean? It's kind of been like Xbox's answer to fucking Gran Turismo. You know what I mean?
After Project Gotham or whatever.
Right. Project Gotham was the shit, too, by the way.
I did not like it.
I loved it, man. That was my favorite back in the day, but that's just because I was good at it. It was one of those games that I only had a few games, so I played it so much that I got really good at it.
That's what I was going to say. You were like one of the first people to have an Xbox, like in our little friend group.
Yeah.
So like you were the only one really that had like the 24-hour access to, like that game. So I remember like coming over and you just like fucking kick everyone's ass at every game. I was like, damn. I was like, Brent's just really good.
That's why I'm still so good at Dead or Alive, because the mechanics haven't changed at all since since the third game, I guess, is when I
definitely
started playing it. But no, Forza Horizon's always been great. They have like this. They took the Forza beautifulness and like expanded it into like big open worlds, which is crazy because like you don't see many open world racing games since like Driver. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah, and that wasn't really a racing game.
Yeah, I was going to say, even that was more of like an escape from the cops.
You are the wheelman.
Yeah. But like the first one took place in Colorado. The second one puts you on like a tropical island. And like the third one that they just did was like in Australia.
What's the one that's coming out? The one, it looks pretty good.
Oh man, I forgot where they're doing it, but you already know it's going to be fucking beautiful. I mean, like they just have gotten progressively more and more pretty, and like
they control well.
The most recent one is just like really beautiful. Like, I mean, dang.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great series.
Okay, so this one right here also goes back to that hype around Fast and the Furious, but everyone, I don't care who you are, if you grew up in the early 2000s, if you were a kid in the early 2000s, Need for Speed Underground and Underground 2.
Underground 2 was my jam, dude.
Get low. That's all I got to say about that. Like
It had the best music. It had the most like diverse customizations for your car. You could have your sweet garage with all your different cars.
Get your fucking basically like you had a mix between rock and rap music, like
good rock and
good rap music.
And like older rock too, like they had some like Doors mixed in and shit like that. It was crazy. Like
it was just it's a something that would never happen again.
And it was cool because you could go in and pick all the songs you like and make it to where it only plays those songs if you wanted it to. And not only that, I mean, the music was great, but it wasn't the only good thing.
No, definitely not.
And it had like almost perfect port from PS2 to PSP. Which was like super impressive for the time.
Yeah,
like it had like almost every level. The graphics were about the same.
They even had it on Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
And that's the thing.
And it was good on Game Boy Advance too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it was good arcade racing. It wasn't like it was almost like the equivalent of a Tony Hawk game.
And we talk about Forza was like the competition to Gran Turismo. This was like the competition to like Midnight Club.
Oh,
you know
what
I mean?
Definitely.
You remember Midnight Club?
I do remember Midnight Club. Dylan Parton he was obsessed with Midnight Club.
Dude, yeah.
I remember.
Midnight Club was a good game. Midnight Club was like Rockstar's answer to the racing game. You know what I mean? I feel like it was Need for Speed Underground's only real competition at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
in all honesty, I think it might have beat it.
I think I was just really partial to Need for Speed personally.
Same.
I liked the customization options and stuff. I mean,
I'm just
Midnight
saying
Club had really good customization options too. I mean,
yeah, if you were to ask people, I feel like if you were to take a poll, Midnight Club would beat out Need for Speed, but I'm still Need for Speed.
That's because Midnight Club had the open world, like the same kind of thing for Forza Horizon has going for it. You know what I mean? Except they did it way back in the day. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely. And I think the cool thing about Need for Speed 2 was the nitrous was like it was like the first time you could pull that off in a game.
Oh,
like,
the nitrous was so cool, bro.
Like just having this super decked out vehicle.
And how you upgraded your nitrous was cool because like you put your turbo in. When you put upgrades on, you felt it in the car and you saw it on the car. You know what I mean? Well, that was what was cool. Like you I don't know, you could notice all the little touches you put on your car and shit.
Yeah, and I'm sure they do all that shit in games now. But I mean, like,
but at the time, it was like a big deal, It
was revolutionary.
Totally. Need for Speed has always kind of been an innovative like series, though. But that was just, I feel like that was when they were at their most innovative. You know what I mean?
Hot Pursuit was pretty good. But
Hot Pursuit was pretty good. Honestly, Most Wanted was pretty good. Rivals was pretty good.
I didn't play Rivals. I don't think so.
I honestly enjoy most of the Need for Speed games. Like,
I'm upset they took out all the multiplayer and the most recent ones. It's all just single player.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's take it a little cartoony here. You got to talk about Mario Kart.
So, this one I had to think really hard about because I have so many good memories with Mario Kart 64, but I think I put the most time and the most effort into Mario Kart Wii. Which is kind of weird, but like I completely golded out my license in that game. Like,
hell yeah,
I spent way too much fucking time in that game, and I still can go back to it and have fun.
It's hard to pick honestly, I like all of the Mario Karts except for the Super Nintendo one, and that's just because I'm bad at the Super Nintendo one. It's so hard. But I really enjoy them all, and even like some of the weirder ones, like Double Dash and like the Game Boy Advance one that came out. You know what I mean?
Oh, the Mario Kart 7 on the DS was one of my favorites.
Bro,
dude.
that was such a great game.
I like the flight, like mixing in the flight and everything, and going underwater.
The most recent one on Switch is always, I mean, obviously it's great. Everybody talks about it.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. It's like once you get the drift down, like it's just fun, and anybody can play Mario Kart. Like anybody on any skill level can play the game, but it also can be the most hardcore game if you want to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the beauty of Mario Kart is that like even if you play, you're someone who's like, oh, Dark Souls, you could fucking make Mario Kart the Mario Kart Dark Souls if you want.
Totally. You can make it as hard or as easy as you want it to, you know what I mean? Throw it on Rainbow Road, hit that 150cc,
Oh my gosh. It's so terrifying.
At the same time, kind of on the same side of that coin, you remember Diddy Kong Racing, bro?
What do you mean do I remember Diddy Kong Racing? Diddy Kong Racing was one of those games that really, I feel like it kind of made me daydream a lot about like what was possible with games, especially
Same.
It was so open. And it had Conquer, which like in my young mind, like it was very rare for me to see continuity between things. So like that it kind of built like this obsession for like extended universe type stuff for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, why is Conquer like a good guy, or like not a good guy, but like why is he so like nice and stuff in this game? And it forced me to go on to the 90s
The
internet
internet.
to like search out these answers and stuff like that. And like it was the beginning of my curiosity in gaming, and I love it. I love Diddy Kong Racing.
Me too.
It was honestly,
I love the boss battles in Diddy Kong Racing. That's one of those things that you just like random and you don't really see it.
You got planes, you got boats.
Oh yeah, it had a little bit of everything. And you were just talking about how they didn't really add like the aerial elements to Mario Kart until like 7 or 6.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's
like,
still not the same thing.
No, not at all.
Like I feel like the most recent game that tried to do that was the Sonic, whatever the fuck it's called, Sonic. It's not Riders. But
the Crew 2 did something kind of like that too. Did you see that?
I didn't know.
Where they have a mechanic where you can switch between plane, boat, and car at like the push of a button. So you can be like flying your plane and like just push a button and you'll like transformer into a car and like land and like drive. Or you could like do it over the water. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I mean,
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that in a non-cartoony.
I was about to say it doesn't really make any sense at all, but it looks like it'd be fun to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I miss that though. I miss that being new. You know what I'm saying? Like
totally.
I think that's what it was.
Totally.
But it still holds up. I think it holds up way better than Mario Kart 64 does.
Totally.
I played both of them back to back actually not too long ago. On an actual N64, Mario Kart 64 is almost unplayable. It's like it's.
I played Mario Kart 64 relatively recently, and again, it's
on an N64 controller.
Yeah,
it's like so foggy and like so like I don't know. It was just like it's crazy what my mind made up in that game compared to what is actually there. You know, like it's insane. Like go back and play a Nintendo 64 racing game and like that you played as a kid and loved, and it will blow your mind. Like I used to think that there was like crazy fucking shit happening outside the camera, you know, like behind the waterfalls and stuff like that.
I used to only think that way about like Pokemon Snap. Cause,
that too.
I was always just dumbfounded by Pokemon Snap. Like, there's so many secrets and shit they hid in that game that it's like, oh, dude, oh my god. I was playing Rec Room the other day, okay, and you can make custom rooms in Rec Room, and other people can come visit your room, right?
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was looking through the custom rooms, and there's a bunch of cool ones, like this guy made a big volcano and shit. And then I come to this one custom room, and it just said Pokemon Snap. And I was like, what? And so I went into the fucking lobby or whatever, and it puts you on a fucking cart, and like there's this sign, and it says, pull out your camera to play. So I pull out my little camera, because you have a camera in the game, so you can like take selfies with your friends and stuff.
Oh my god!
And so I pulled out the camera, and the cart starts moving, and it takes you through a fucking like little custom made Pokemon Snap level, and you like take pictures of like these Pokemon, like, and when you take the picture, it's like Onyx captured, and it shows the picture of Onyx.
That's fucking.
It was
awesome.
fucking dope, dude. I was like, oh my god.
Did
Whoever
it look
made
legit?
This, I mean, it wasn't like the best I've ever seen, but it was one guy that made it in a custom room. I mean, like, and he said like, and there's a little sign in the front that said animations coming soon and shit. So it was pretty cool, you know.
That's actually really neat. It was one of those games that piques your curiosity as a kid.
Totally.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got to talk about F-Zero GX, man. That was my jam.
It's on the GameCube, right?
It was on GameCube, and they had a version of it for Game Boy Advance as well.
Okay, yeah.
I played the Game Boy Advance one a lot.
Same. I had that one. Now, because I was like, where? I didn't have the GameCube one.
I played the GameCube one a lot, too. It's pretty fun.
Like I don't have it at this moment, but I had it like less than like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember what I did to it. I think I might have sold it to Game Exchange, or maybe I gave it to Aaron. But dude, F-Zero is just way too much for me.
Yeah, F-Zero is one of the first games where I remember being like frustrated about how hard it was, and then I pushed myself to get better at it to the point where I
could actually
play it, you know. F-Zero is one of those where everybody plays it differently, so you have to find one character that fits your play style and then stick with that character. You know what I mean?
Almost like choosing a hero. And,
exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But I don't know. F-Zero is one of those that's like it was one of the first games to like first of all have the like futuristic space thing instead of just a normal fucking car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, the insanely fastness of it. You know what I mean? Like other games were kind of just like, you know, normal racing games. This is the first one that just puts you like so fast, like, you know.
It's a get good game.
It really is.
And I just had to mention Test Drive. Test Drive, especially for the OG Xbox, like that was one of the games that I just played the shit out of.
Oh, dude, Test Drive was great.
Oh man, and like
that's the one where you could like it had all the mini games in it, right?
Or
no?
I don't think so. I think it's the one where like you're trying to, you know, every time you like beat a race or whatever, you unlock like a new car. You're trying to get this like I'm trying to remember what car it was at the end, but it was like a big deal. You're trying so hard to get to this end. It was a very arcade racer, almost like Need for Speed, but it was a little bit different for me. I don't know why. I play, and I would always be listening to like fucking Trapped while playing it. Like I think it's just the memories of like, you know, doing all
that was
shit.
The best part about the Forza Horizon series is how you like unlock cars. You like find these barns with like shitty rundown cars in them.
Yeah.
And then like it shows your guy and he's like, "Oh, this car is cool." And then like it does like a little montage and then it shows the car all fixed up and then you get the car. You know what I mean?
That's
I don't know. It's
badass.
kind of cool looking for like old barns to find shitty cars.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got to talk about Wipeout Omega Collection just because it's just so damn good.
I haven't played that. That's a VR one, right?
It's in VR, but it's also not in VR. You know what I mean? It's a collection of 3 Wipeout games. It's Wipeout Fury, Wipeout 2048, and Wipeout HD. And all 3 are, you know, really good. But what makes it so good is the VR, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just like kind of like F-Zero, but in VR. You know what I mean?
Which makes it all that much better.
But it's just so good. Like I said earlier with the Exorcist VR, how like the graphics are just so insane. It's like it's one of the few games on PSVR that's like, damn, these graphics are good. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, for sure. Speaking of that, like Wave Racer was a game that
yeah. That's kind of the same vein, you know, with the boats and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just all boats though.
And
that's what makes it so fun is that you have these like speed boats and like it's so.
They even did a Wipeout game with boats. It was Wipeout Hydro Thunder. Do you remember?
No, that's Wave Racer.
Oh, Wave Racer. Yeah, I'm tripping.
No, is it or is Hydro Thunder?
No, I think you're right. It is Wave Racer. It's the one that's in the arcades and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
That's the one. Yeah. That I love that game, and that actually came to GameCube, I think, if I remember right.
That was a fun one, man.
Definitely,
dude. We should go to. I'm sorry. Speaking of arcade games, you know they put out that Halo arcade game, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
We should go up to Dave and Buster's and like do a video of us playing that shit.
It's at Dave and Buster's.
They have them at every Dave and Buster's. Apparently.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
dude, we have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We literally have to now.
I want to so bad. I heard it's really cool.
Okay, we're doing that. That's going on the list.
Speaking of lists, gotta talk about Sprint Vector. This is my other VR racing game. This is kind of a weird game because it's not like your traditional racing game. There's no cars. It's more of like a foot race. Like. And
running.
You control, yeah, exactly. You control your like movements by like moving your arms in a running motion, and it doesn't sound like it would work, but it really, really does. And like you're ducking under obstacles, and like jumping up on walls and like climbing like rock walls and stuff. I don't know. It's really, really cool in VR, and it makes it exciting when you're like climbing a rock wall and you look over and there's a guy climbing right next to you, and you like shoot a little like fireball at him and knock him down, and you like throw yourself up and keep running. I don't know. It's cool.
This just sounds very action movie.
It really is very action movie. I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. So yeah, that's all of my favorites. That's like my top favorites. I mean, I could go on and on about every racing game ever made.
Yeah, same here. I think that's pretty much my top favorites too. Like Jamal said, we could talk about racing games all day, but
that's the thing. It's like I feel like it's one of the most prevalent gaming genres, but like one of the most underrated gaming genres because people are just like, oh, it's just a race, But like, I don't know. There's a racing game for everyone.
Agreed. You don't have to like, fancy cars or, shitty cartoon racing. There's something out there for you in the racing world. You know what I mean?
No matter what, whether you're playing fucking, what's the one on PlayStation that everyone's like fucking up in arms about? Gran Turismo. Whether you're playing Gran Turismo or fucking Mario Kart, or anything in between.
Yeah,
you know
totally.
What I'm saying? But yeah, so that's it for the topic of the show, guys. You should post your favorite racing games into the Facebook group. We're going to move on to the People's Champ, which is Steven this week because we got to pull from the Steven Bank. Thank you so much for your questions, Steven. Brent's going to pop them out real quick. And I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking into your ears.
Yeah, keep talking. Skin. Oh, my God. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so basically this whole week, I've been trying to wean myself off. As Brent's weaning himself off of cigarettes, I've been trying to wean myself off of Super Mario Odyssey, but I can't. It's like really tough. I'm just going to be straight up. Like, I almost don't want to stop. Like, I just want to get all the moons. I even texted Aaron about it, and I was like, dude, I think I'm going to get all the moons. I like sent him a picture of all the moons I got so far, which is a shit ton. He's like, that sounds really mind-numbing because he's like, you're going to have to like pull out a walkthrough and stuff, which I imagine I'll do my best to get all the ones that I can without a walkthrough, but I might have to.
Okay, let's see. I've got the questions pulled up. Let's see.
What does Steven have to say?
What does Steven have to say? Oh, we have one we missed from Philip last week, too.
Oh, okay. Well, then, I mean, sorry, Philip. Steven's already the people's champion. But, get Steven's question, then we'll go to Philip.
Okay, Steven says, any good lesbian main characters in any video game series?
Well, I guess there's Ellie or from
The Last of Us.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right
She's
off
mad
the bat.
lesbo. And I have my suspicions that freaking
mad lesbo.
Well, actually, okay, check it out. You could totally be a lesbian if you wanted to in Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Okay. You could be a lesbian if you wanted to in Dragon Age.
Basically all the BioWare
All the
games.
BioWare games. They're pretty liberal about that. Oh, there's another one. Okay, call me crazy, but I feel like maybe it's just because it's Ellen Page playing the character, but I feel like... Oh, no. You can totally be a lesbian for sure in Beyond Two Souls.
Really?
Uh-huh. Because there's like a bunch of different love interests that can play out, and I'm pretty sure one of them is a girl. I could be wrong, though.
And I imagine in Detroit Become Human, there's got to be an option for that.
Oh, man, let me think about this.
Like a lesbian android.
No, I don't think so. Wait, no. There is lesbians, but they're not main characters.
Oh, okay.
They're not main characters. They are important to the story, but they're not main characters.
And I'm sure there now that there's more and more female influence in the gaming industry, we're going to see more and more of that. You know, so
I wouldn't be surprised if freaking Lara Croft turned out to be a lesbian or something. You know what I'm saying?
That honestly would be pretty cool. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't even be mad about that. That would make sense for her character, I feel like.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so thanks for that question, Steven. Go play you some lesbian games. Let's see what's Philip got to ask us.
Let's see. Philip says, have you guys heard about / discussed Poke1 yet? The fan-made MMO Pokemon game?
No.
We have no idea about this.
Hold on. Let me
I don't
bring
know
it up.
about this.
But I feel like I heard something about this, and I think I heard that it got shut down.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me see. I'm going to bring it up.
Poke1. The fan-made MMO. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds like my kind of thing. Sounds like something that'll get shut down.
Is it Poke1 like the number, or is it
like Poke-O-N-E?
Huh. Poke1. So I'm seeing like a Twitter page or a Twitter profile for it. Let's see what they say. Is Poke1 legal to play on Twitch? So from what I'm looking at, it's an MMO. Like, that's so fucking crazy. Look at it.
That is crazy.
Check it out. It like looks like one of the the Game Boy games, but there's other people. So how does I want to know how that works?
We'll have to look into this a little further.
Definitely. Sorry, we didn't realize that we had your question. So this is actually pretty neat. We'll get back to you on the next episode because I definitely want to look at this. I can't believe it's still up and running. Yeah, like it looks like you can like customize your character. It's got like her 6, in her party, all that crazy stuff.
Dude, that's wild. I wonder if it plays like a normal Pokemon game.
Yeah, if we can MMO that, dude, we should all get on.
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm down. Go on a Poke Venture together.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm Brock. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so yeah, thanks for the questions, guys. Now we're gonna wrap up the show with Brent's segment here called This Week in Gaming History. Brent, why don't you just take us on into the time machine and tell us where we're going?
All right, well, buckle up because we got a good bit of gaming history this week.
Click it or ticket.
Click it or ticket. The first piece of gaming history on August 5th, 1995.
Okay, hold on. I've always got to guess. What system are we talking? 1995, August. I would have been 3 years old.
It's going to be Super Nintendo, I believe.
3 years old. Nintendo. Is it Yoshi's Island?
Whoa, called it, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You're good. And that was the Japanese release date, too, so you really plucked the hammer on the head there.
I'll do, man. That's what I do. That's actually probably the first one I've ever got.
That was good. That was good. Yeah, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Dude, that game is a masterpiece.
Fantastic game.
Yep.
And then this one is July 29th, 2008. This isn't a game. This is just gaming history.
July 28th.
You'll never guess this.
2008? It's...
You seriously will never guess this.
Oh, okay. Is it a console or something?
No, it's like 2 Microsoft employees.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just go ahead.
Okay. Game dev Joseph Batten kills game dev wife Melissa Batten in a murder-suicide on July 29th, 2008.
Wow, I didn't even know that happened. Who what did they develop?
They worked for Microsoft, and Melissa was credited for Halo 3, Gears of War, and she was working for Rare when she died. Joseph worked at Microsoft for a little while and then was a senior project manager at Wizards of the Coast, who makes like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon trading card games. And he was heading up a project called Gleemax, which was actually canceled the day before he murdered his wife. Let me read you this story real quick.
Yeah.
On June 5th, 2008, after finding out about an affair Melissa had,
oh God,
Joseph confronted her. At one point, he pulled a gun on her and then pointed it at his own head. Melissa moved into a friend's apartment in Redmond, Washington soon after, but he found out where she was living. A mutual friend persuaded him to sell his .22 caliber handgun back to the dealer, but he later bought 2 more guns, a Smith & Wesson revolver and a Taurus semi-automatic. Joseph broke into her workplace at Microsoft on July 16th while she was out of town and was banished from the campus after he was caught by security guards. Melissa told police that he called her more than 20 times on July 19th and 20th. Melissa got a protection order against Joseph on July 21st, which said he could not come within 100 yards of her, and was served to him on July 25th. She was in the process of filing for divorce. Shortly after 9 a.m. on July 29th, 2008, Melissa left. This is the day after he got fired from his job at the project manager. Melissa left the apartment to go to work. Joseph approached her in the parking lot and shot her several times in the torso with the 9mm handgun, and then shot himself in the head. Investigators found fuzzy handcuffs, hardcore pornography, an 8-inch cutting knife, and $6,000 in cash in the trunk of Joseph's Mercedes sedan. Microsoft provided grief counseling to Melissa's surviving relatives and helped organize memorials for family and colleagues. Washington State legislator Roger Goodman cited the Batten case in the passage of a 2014 state gun control law that involved domestic violence.
That's fucking insane. Like, as terrible as it sounds like it could have been a lot worse.
Totally.
He was obviously planning something
crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, why? It's like he had everything, you know?
Yeah, like a really good job. He probably wouldn't have lost his job. They probably were just going to reassign him to some other project. You know what I mean?
Of course, or he could have just found another job in the industry. And that's the thing. It's like, I mean, but I guess, like, you know, if you're living someone else's, like, that's my dream. You know, like maybe he already lost the magic for it, you know, or something. But still, it's like, it's almost like he couldn't see anything else but that, you know, and that's kind of sad.
It's a sad story for sure, but yeah. That's this week in gaming history.
This week in gaming depression. No, but yeah. If you guys got problems, don't fucking take it out on other people.
Totally.
That's all I gotta say.
Totally.
Anyways, so remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on YouTube. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Aljaafreh Jamal and Brent at BrentHas1. And that's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners, later.
Goodbye.